Hi guys, this is a problem statement of Bing's T15 Cloud Analytics and AI. So this is our challenge overview what we need to do. So we have a input file that is loan underscore data dot csv that is present in the S3 bucket. Okay, so this is our S3 bucket and this is the bucket name. Double click on that and this is the input folder and this is the input file. Okay, so basically we will perform all the analytic parts using this loan underscore data dot csv as a input part. All right, so what we need to preset to perform this analytics part. So basically we require two things. RDS setup is our step number one and EMR cluster setup is our step number two. Only these two steps are required to perform analytic parts. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to create RDS cluster. So first go to your Amazon console. I have already logged in. Okay, in the search bar search RDS. So this is Aurora and RDS. Enter, and at the left side you can see databases and right side create database. Choose second option, full configuration. Now again come back to our problem statement. So what we required, so choose our database creation method standard create engine type MySQL, and all the other options keep the default value. Okay, all right, so this is the standard database creation process and choose engine type this MySQL. Okay, then keep this option as a default full configuration, and we need to select template as sandbox. All right, scroll down and so these are the settings. Engine type, DB instance identifier, no need to change anything, and master username, it should be admin, and credentials management selected self managed. Okay, so we done this credentials settings. So credentials management self managed, that is already selected, and master password is this AWS user one. Double click this, copy and paste here. Master password, confirm password, and additional credential settings, password authentication. Okay, now go to this thing. So this is the already selected. So this is the instance type. If I will show you, this is instance configuration. So select DB T3 micro. So right now our instance type is not selected, so we need to select this dbt3.micro. Okay, this is very simple process. And check additional storage configuration, no need to do anything. Okay, so the public access. Now connectivity, use default values and public access, yes. So this is a default and public access, yes. Tags, no change required. Database authentication should be password authentication. Okay, and monitoring default value, additional configuration. So we just need to select initial database name as dev. Okay, and verify the database authentication method. So database authentication, go to additional configuration. I think no need to do in the tag section. Additional monitoring, no need to do. Okay, so this is the last option, additional configuration. So we need to enter our database name, so that is the dev. Okay, and any other option here? No. All right, so we created our this one, all work is done, but just I will confirm once again all the things in the place. So basically what we did it, so first select this engine type MySQL, configuration should be full configuration, template is sandbox, then this is already selected database 1, master username admin, password is self managed, and this is already provided master password, so that is AWS user 1. You can see here credential settings, so this is the password, and our database authentication selected password authentication. Okay, so password authentication, this is also selected, and go to, this is very important, instance type, so it is a DB T3 micro. Okay, and public access, yes, and default, this is a DB subnet group is the default. Okay, and one more last thing, that is the our initial database name, so this is the deb. All right, now create database. So we successfully completed our step number first, that is to create RDS database. Okay, database is running and it will take 5 to 10 minutes to show us available state. So now go to our second step, that is EMR cluster. Okay, so EMR cluster, you can go to our console, search EMR. Okay, this is elastic map reduce. At the right side there is an option create cluster, so create cluster, and cluster name automatically selected as a default name, my cluster. So go to the problem statement, so we need to write the name my cluster, and EMR version should be 7.10, and which application be required, Hadoop and Spark. Okay, so name is already selected, we need to change the version, so 7.10, and we need to set up our application, so there is only two application is required, Hadoop and Spark. Okay, so Hadoop is selected, just we need to uncheck these others, so this is a Spark and Hadoop. All right, now again back to our problem statement, so we need to check cluster configuration. So in cluster configuration, uniform instance group, keep only primary node. Okay, so by default there should be 3 nodes. We need to keep only primary node and remove all other nodes. So here this is a cluster configuration. Okay, and we need to choose uniform instance group, so that is already selected. This is our primary node. Okay, and this is a core node, and there is one more node. Okay, so we need to remove these two, so you can see remove instance group, click here, and there is one more remove instance group. Okay, so we successfully removed other two. Keep only primary node and remove other two, and primary node should be m4.large, so we need to select m4.large. By default it is selected r8g.x large, so we need to select here m4.large, m4.large. Okay, done it. And what are the other options? Use the default value, networking, use the default value. Okay, cluster termination and node replacement, we need to select manually terminate the cluster. So other option keep as a default. Now we need to check our cluster termination. This is a security firewall. So this is the option, cluster termination and node replacement. By default it is selected automatically terminated, but we need to select is manually terminate cluster. Okay, only one option we need to choose, manually terminate cluster. Okay, we did it. And now cluster logs, select the any of S3 bucket which is already created. Cluster logs. Now go to cluster logs, and we need to check cluster log selects any of S3 bucket. Okay, we need to select our S3 bucket. So if I click on view, okay, so this is our bucket, but okay, so when I click on view, I'm getting this error. So maybe the path is not configured. So click on this browse S3, and this is our bucket name, and choose it. That's it. So cluster logs is done. Now security configuration and EC2 keep here. This is very important part, because when we will run our solution under this EMR Spark, that time this files plays the important role. Okay, so I'm going to show you like how to create this and where we need to save it. So security configuration and EC2 care, EC2 keep here. So this is security configuration and EC2 keep pair. So what we need to do, we need to create key pair. Click here, and it will ask to enter key pair name. So key pair name is this, EMR underscore Spark. Copy and paste it. Key pair type RSA, and private key file format is .pem. No need to do with the tag create key pair. Okay, key pair is created. Now go back, click to browse and refresh, select, choose it. So this setup is done. And if I show you the download things, so this is downloaded. Okay, so where we need to set up this, go to problem statement. So we need to save this file under our project Wings T15 set loan data. Okay, minimize this, go to our projects desktop. First go to downloads, download, this is cut, and go to desktop, project, folder, and there and what is the path? So project T15 challenge. Okay, so we are the right place. T15 challenge, just paste it. That's it. So this will play the important role when we run our challenge.p. So this will play the important role when we run our challenge.py file. Okay, now so we did it these steps. Now identity and access management IAM role. So we need to select this, that is already created. Choose existing service or create a service role. So select AWS S3 EMR RDS role. select role. So this is the role, and identity and access management selected. Now only one option is remaining, EC2 instance profile for EMR. Create an instance profile as 3 buckets. So basically we need to provide our buckets access to this EMR cluster. So cluster can read and write all the files that are available in S3 bucket. All right, so EC2 instance profile. This is a profile. Create an instance profile or choose another one. So we need to create it. Create, click on create and select second option. So this cluster can access all the files. That's it. So we did all the steps that are required. Okay, now what we did, I will show you quickly. So cluster name by default it is a my cluster and version it's 7.10, and we required only 2 technologies, Hadoop and Spark. We already selected. So this is a cluster name, this is a version name, 2 technology, Hadoop and Spark, and this is the cluster configuration, it's the uniform. Then B keeps only primary node and instance types is m4.large. Okay, and no need to check anything. And in the cluster termination and node replacement, we need to select manually termination. Then other options should be default, and in the cluster logs we need to browse our S3 bucket and select the location. And in the security configuration key pair, we need to create a key pair, and key pair name should be EMR underscore Spark. That is already mentioned in the challenge file. This is the EMR underscore Spark. Okay, and when we create any key pair, automatically key pair file will be downloaded. So in this challenge program we need to set up that file in this place. So we already did it, and this is Amazon EMR service role, so that's we need to select. So this is the service role, we already selected, choose existing one, and EC2 instance profile for Amazon EMR. So we select create instance profile and give all the access. Okay, now just create our cluster. It will take some time. So we already done our pre-setup. Okay, so cluster is created, we can see all the required details. So go to problem statement. So we already did it, 2 predefined setups. So first one is RDS cluster, and second one is EMR cluster. Okay, so I will show you the RDS cluster. Go to database and it will come here. So this is our database one. This is our RDS cluster. Okay, click on the endpoints and we can find the endpoint path. So this will required where we will connect our database inside the SQL workbench. Okay, so we will done that in the next part. Okay, so we already checked it, that RDS cluster. Now check the EMR cluster. Okay, go to console, search EMR. So right now it is preparing. So it will complete soon. Okay, so what we need to do when we will work on the analytic part, so we need to quickly create RDS as a step number 1, and as a step number 2 we need to create our EMR cluster. Once we did these two things, then we will come to the step number 3. So that step is to set up MySQL workbench. Okay, so double click this, we need to create the new connection. Okay, so you can see this is a plus icon, click here. Now we require some details. So connection name should be e-commerce, that is already given in the problem statement. Go to the problem statement and we can find, okay, maybe it given in the another file. Let me show you. Project instructions and service configuration. Okay, so EMR cluster creation we already created. To run code using step function and the EC2 we are not using. We will use this. How to connect RDS. Click here. Okay, so open SQL workbench. Click the plus button. Connection name, choose connection name. So this is a connection name, copy it and go to our workbench, new connection setup. So this is the connection name simply, and host name. Now host name, use your RDS endpoint. Okay, so we need to go RDS, go to databases, and this is our database name. Double click, click on endpoints, and this is our endpoint. Copy it, MySQL workbench, new connection, and paste host name. Okay, go to that service configuration file, port 3306, username admin, password AWS user1. Port is already selected 3306, see, and username is admin and password is AWS user1, that I already copied. Copy paste, it will save our time little bit. Okay, already did it. We need to click on test connection. Okay, so connecting warning, click continue anyway. Successfully made the SQL connection, click on OK and again click on OK. So you can see our connection is available. So basically when we done our that analytic part, so we can see our output, that is the table details in this database. So this is the outside connection using RDS with this MySQL workbench. Alright, so this is the step number 3. So basically this is the pre-setups before starting that challenge.py Python. So I will show you. Go to project. Okay, we already open the problem statement here. So basically these are Wings 1 T15 Cloud and Analytic. Okay, so we already see the input file that is present in the S3 bucket. I will show you once again. S3, go to S3 buckets. This is our bucket name. These are the folder, input file, and this is the loan_data.csv. Okay, Now forget this is step number 2. This comes with the machine learning part. We will do in the next part. Comes to this analytic part. So we already created this RDS cluster. Okay, and already created this EMR cluster. Okay, and we already done this service configuration setup. How to connect RDS MySQL workbench. Okay, all step 3 are done. Now we are ready to do with our challenge things. In this is the problem statement. First is the task read data. We need to read data using the Spark session. Okay, I mentioned the bucket name. All right. So first in the first task read data and second task clean data. Okay, where we will perform some operation and load data into S3 bucket. Task number 4 result 1. Okay, this is the output. We need to use some condition and some SQL functions here. And task number 5 we also use some condition and some SQL functions are here. And task number 6 simple, we need to connect this RDS inside our challenge.py. Okay, now I am showing that challenging part inside the VS Code. So I'm going to open this folder inside the VS Code. Open with other applications, and the last select this VS Code. Alright, it will take some time. It is opening. This is a Visual Studio Code. Yes, I trust. Maximize the window and go to Python challenge.py. So we don't need to mention anything, no need to add any library, you can see. So this is the PySpark and some SQL functions are here, SQL types and SQL function import all. Okay, so this is our step number 1, read data. So in the step number 1 we need to mention our bucket name here. So simply go to that our AWS console, search S3, click here and we will find our bucket name. So this is the bucket name. Copy, again go to VS Code and paste our bucket name. Okay, so this is our bucket name. This is a variable and it contains our bucket name. Now the second line S3 input path. So this is the bucket name. It automatically take in this loan underscore data dot csv. This is our input file. Okay, and now we need to type our actual code here. So what this line will do? So basically this line will read our data. Okay, using this Spark session. So there is a predefined function spark dot read. This is a predefined function, and what we are reading, so we are reading .csv file. Okay, now we need to mention our file path. Okay, so simply copy this s3 input path, paste here. So header equals to true and schema equal to custom schema. Schema equals to custom schema. Alright, so this function will read our data from the S3 bucket. So data is loan underscore dot csv, that is the data set. We did it, the function number 1 read data. Now go back to our problem statement. So what our problem statement is saying. Problem statement task 1 read data. Okay, we already did this. Spark and custom schema equal to custom schema bucket name variable. Okay, and this will need to replace the df. All right, now comes to our task number 2, that is the clean data. Okay, so for input file, input underscore df is the output of the read data. Okay, so this is the read data, and there is a input underscore df is the output. So what we need to do, we need to drop any duplicates value that's are present inside our .csv file. Okay, and remove duplicates row and drop the row where the purpose column contains the null value. So there is a one column name. Okay, column name is purpose. So I will show you that data set.csv file. Click here and input files, and this is loan underscore data.csv. Okay, let's wait for some moment. It is opening our loan underscore data.csv. So I will show you that column name purpose. So you can see this is a column name. 1 second. Okay, this is a column name purpose, and this serial number sequence. So what we need to do, again go to our problem statement. So drop the row where the purpose column contains the string null. Okay, so we need to drop that row where this purpose column contains the null string. So this is a very big data, you can see, but see, this is a null value at 29 serial number. We need to drop this, and all the others null values should be available. So I showed you as a demo thing, so you can understand like what are the operations we are performing. Okay, so this is the actual image of our coding. So now go to again the problem statement. In the challenge file, the return statement is already defined, and you need to replace the df with your final output data frame. Okay, all right. So go to our VS Code, clean data, input df. Okay, so from here input underscore df. So this is the output of the previous function. So we are receiving here. We need to perform all the logics here. So first we need to drop any row containing null value. Okay, then remove the duplicates row. So is drop any. Okay, dot duplicates, drop any dot duplicates. Okay, so basically this drop NA will drop any row that contains the null value, and we also performing one more function, duplicate. So this duplicate will remove our duplicates row. All right, so let's type drop duplicates, and it should be function. All right, we did it. And now we need to remove all the null strings which are available inside our purpose column. So df equal to df, and for removing we will use the filter function. So df dot filter, then df is our data set. Okay, we will learn more deeply when we do the challenging code using the machine learning. So df purpose, okay, is not equal to null. So what this will do, this will keeps all the data into our main data frame, that is the df, where df purpose is not equal to null. Okay, and return df. So we delete over the second function, that is clean data. Now go back to problem statement. Task 3, S3 load data. So complete the following operation in the S3 load data function. The following are the parameters. Final data frame to load data, final data frame. Okay, functions clean data and result 1. File name for the result is for the bucket name. Variables, write a code to store respective location using output, and output should be a single parse CSV file. Okay, so basically in S3 load data we need to again mention our bucket name. Okay, and the file name for the result, okay, already set up. So I will show you. You can see there is a bucket name here. So we already did it in the function 1, that is the read data. So just copy bucket name and paste in the function number 3. Function number 3. Okay, so setup, and if data count is not equal to loading data output path. Okay, and write the S3 load data command here. So for loading data we need to write the predefined code, that is simple copy paste. That should be data dot COLESCE, call cache, and 1 dot write, and what is the file type, that CSV. Okay, and what we are writing, we are writing the output path. Copy the output path, copy, and now header should be true and mode override. So header equals to true, and what is the writing mode? So keeping override, it will override the data when we run our challenge.py in multiple times, so that will not like cause any issue. Okay, and this should be the same. So we already did it, the task number 3, that is load S3 data. Now comes to the main function that is the result 1. So from here what we need to do, so this is the task for result 1. For input file is the output of the okay clean data. Filter the row where the purpose is either educational or small business. So again we will use the filter function in our data frame, and we will use the call function here where purpose equals to educational or maybe small business. Okay, and step number 2, create a new column. So we will create a new column here, and we will create a new column here. Column name is income to installment ratio, which is the ratio of log annual INC to installment. Okay, and then create a new column. We will again create a one more column, that is int rate category, which categorize the int rate. Okay, so if I show you that our data, where is that? Okay, our data frame dot CSV. So right now you can see these are the header, okay, column name, and what this statement is saying, we need to create a new column, income to installment ratio and int rate category, and also create a new column, high risk borrow. So basically we need to create a three more column. Okay, three more column here. All right, so open the VS Code, and this is the function input df that we return the previous functions output here. Okay, so in the step number 1, what we need to do, we need to filter. Okay, we need to filter purpose, it belongs to educational or small business. Okay, so purpose columns is either educational or small business, that we need to filter it. Open VS Code. So we will use that filter method here, filter. Okay, and now we will use here the column. This is a predefined function, directly mention that column name, and column name is the purpose. Okay, and what are the conditions? Purpose equals to that educationals or either small business. Educational. Okay, educationals or small business. Copy it, and again we need to copy from here, column name, call purpose equals to small business. Okay, it's a call function, purpose small business. All right, so this is the step number 1 here. So we applied the filter function where call purpose equals to educational, and we use the OR conditions here. So if any condition true, result should be the true, and it will update our data frame also, main data frame. Okay, now go to problem statements, create a new column, income to installment ratio. Copy this. Now we need to create so we are creating inside the main data frame, so df. Okay, with what? Okay, with column. With column, so this will create a new column name. Now we need to mention first parameters as our the column name. So this is our column name. is a string. Okay, now comma, and which types of conditions we are giving here. So which is the ratio of log annual INC or installment. Okay, log annual INC. See, log annual INC and installments. So we need to also do one mathematical operation, so where we will find that the correct ratio. Okay, so in the first step we mention the new column name. Okay, now we need to select the value from this. What is log annual INC? So this is a column, so we also mention this name inside the column. Okay, this is a call function, and copy. Okay, I already copy it, paste here, log annual INC. Okay, that is the ratio, so we will divide it from the another call, that is installment. Now go to problem statement and copy this installment, copy it. Okay, so wrongly copy it, remove this. All right, so with column we can add a column inside our CSV file, that is our data frame. This is the column name and this is a mathematical operation, so this will give as a result in value and that value will be stored inside this. Now we need to again do the same things. Okay, and just we will use the another mathematical operation. So copy from here with column. Okay, now column name, create a new column, int rate category. Okay, int rate category we need to create it, copy and paste it, int rate category. Now comma, so in this columns is required multiples calculation, see conditions. So if suppose that int rate less than 0.1, then value is low. If it's between 0.1 to 0.15, then medium, and greater than 0.1, then high. So we will use here when condition. Okay. All right. So when condition, when column, and what is the value column int rate. Okay, we are finding the value from the column name, that is a int rate. This will return a value and we need to compare this value with the number one condition, it's 0.1. Then what we return, low value. So just mention this 0.1. Okay, then value should be low. So this is the condition number one. Okay, it is completed, and first condition is completed. Now we are going to perform the second condition. Second condition is this one, iterate between this value. Okay, first condition is completed, we will use this dot, so that will simply connected our conditions. So when column name is iterate, and what are the values? Iterate, okay, between greater than 0.1 and less than 0.15 and return the medium value. So greater than or equals to 0.1. Now we will use the and again copy this column name here, copy. Okay, and greater than, now we use that less than 0.15, then return the value medium. Okay, so if first condition match, then return low. If not match, it will go to second, and if this condition match, then return medium. If both conditions are not match, so we will use one predefined, that is the otherwise, that comes in the when conditions. So other WISE, otherwise. What is the third condition? Third condition is high. Okay, third condition is high. It's one parenthesis, so that should be here. Okay, all right. So we need to create one more column, that is high risk borrower. Copy this, paste here, and copy this also, Control C. Function name, and all right. So this is the last column name that we need to create here. And what are the conditions? So condition is which flags high risk borrower value of 1 based on the following conditions: DTI greater than 20, FICO false. Okay, so first need to check this high risk borrower. Go to task editor, so there should be something values. Okay, so these are the values, see, DTI, FICO, and what others? Revolve util, revolve okay, revolve util. Okay, so these are the columns: FICO, DTI, and revolve util, and we need to create the new columns based on these values. Then go to the problem statement. So this will return 1 and 0, and these are conditions. So DTI's values, like in all the columns where the value greater than 20, then return 1. Okay, FICO less than 700, then return 1. And revolve util greater than 80, then return 1. Otherwise this column has a value 0. So basically we are creating a new column name is high risk borrower, and we are performing mathematical operations. We are checking 3 columns value, okay, based on the conditions. If these conditions satisfy, we will return 1. If not, then we return 0. Okay, so now go to the challenge.py. So this is our new column name, high risk borrower. Now we need to mention some conditions. So go with when condition, it's very simple. So when Now mention all the column names. So column, the first column is something DTI. Okay, DTI, then FICO. So column name DTI is value greater than 20. Okay, or because these values, if any one value satisfied, then B will return 1, otherwise B will return 0. So copy this FICO, and this is another column, column that is FICO and is value less than 700. Give me one more or condition. Okay, and in this time check this revolve util greater than 80. Okay, revolve util greater than 80. So this is a less than, greater than 80, and comma. Agar these values satisfy, then return 1. If not, we will use dot otherwise. OTHER. Okay, otherwise, then we will return the 0 value. Alright, so this functions is now completed, and then we will return this function, that is df. Now go to problem statement again. Task 5, results 2, input file. Okay, calculate the default rate for each purpose. Defined as a count of loans that are not fully paid. Okay, divide the total counts of loan. All right, round the default rate. Okay, so first we will calculate the sum of column that is not fully paid and divided by count. So we will done over the first part, and the second part we will round that value. Okay, so go to this one, and there is something called group by. And what is the column name? So column name is purpose, group by purpose. Okay, and we will use some aggregator functions. So some functions, use that some function here, and again the column name should be, what is the column name? Not fully paid. So column name is the not fully paid, and divided by the count, and count of the all the value. Divided by 0 count value, and round the default rate. Okay, counts, we are using alias ALIAS, and there is one more, another column, default rate. Copy here and paste here. This this is the default rate. Okay, so we will find the value, and that value we need to round here using the function with create a new column. So we will use the with column here. So just we recently used it, with column. Okay, copy and paste here. We need to round using that which is now round the default rate. Copy it and paste it. Default rate. We are creating one more column name, that is a default rate, and we also gives the alias here. Now use the round function round and gives the column name, and column name is upper the newly column, that is the default rate. Okay, and round by how many points? 2 decimals value. So 2. Okay, and return df. So we did it, this part. Okay, now go to problem statement. Alright, and return this the data frame. Now we need to do this. This is the RDS MySQL underscore load data. Okay, so this is the RDS underscore load data. We need to mention all the paths, simple path here, like JDBC URL, username, password, and table name. There is a RDS MySQL load data, so we need to enter these things. Result table name should be the result number 2 and JDBC URL. Okay, so from where we can find this URL? So remember we have created our RDS, so just mention RDS, and in the left side click on databases. Okay, wrong. Okay, so this is our database. Click here and go to endpoints. So basically use when connecting through any IDE interface. We are using Workbench, and inside this scroll down, this is our endpoint, copy it. Okay, again go back to problem statement. So there is a one hint, JDBC URL. This is a sample URL. So first I'm copying this here and go back to the problem statement and copy this. We just replace our endpoint here. Okay, challenge.py and paste the sample path here. Now we need to replace from this to until.com. Now paste here. So this is JDBC URL. Now our username that we have, our username is admin. Okay, admin, and password is AWS user 1, and this is table name is result underscore 2. Okay, So if you want these credentials, you can go with this service configuration file and go to this how to connect RDS. So this is a username, AWS user, because these values are same, because when we created this when we created RDS, that time we given the credentials, so that credentials are same. So we successfully completed our task number 6. Just remove these. Okay, now we need to run this program. So go to our problem statement and okay, problem statement, and there is nothing any. Now go to service configuration, and from here we are not using step function, we are using EMR. Okay, so inside the EMR EC2 operation, you need to push your code at home Hadoop, then run it to cluster. Step to enter EMR cluster. So open Amazon EC2 console. So just type here EC2 console. Okay, and one more important things. You can see this is a region, and by default it is selected US East 1. So if I go to problem statement, at the first page they clearly mention in the red color, use this region only. So by default US East 1 is selected, but you need to cross check that, because sometimes they can change the region. So any service when we create, we need to first check. So this is a, for example, this is a RDS. So here US East 1 is selected. Now go to EC2. We need to configure some security things here. Now service configuration. Okay, in the navigation panel choose instance created by EMR. Okay, choose instance. So there is a running instance 1 and this is created. Okay, all right. Now what we need to do, select the instance and navigate to action security, change security profile. First we need to select this instance. So first we need to select that instance, go to actions security and change security files. This one, select actions securities and change security groups. Okay, and there should be predefined group. So what is this? In associate security group, search for my security group and click add security group right side. So this is my security group. Now click on add security group. So we have created that group here and then save it. So my security group has been added. Now click save, select the instance and click connect. Okay, select the instance and instance is already selected. Click on connect. Now we need to connect in the different way. In the EC2 instance connect tab, connection type, connect using EC2 instance and username use root. Okay, so EC2 instance connect, username is already selected root, then click to connect. Disconnecting, click to connect and open a terminal window. It will open a new browser tab with the EMR cluster. Okay, So this was our previous tab. This is a new tab, EMR. Alright, we did all the setups. In the next part, I will show you how to run this file. Thanks for watching.